Bonjour les Yenine, c'est notre troisième leçon de la semaine. Alors, aujourd'hui, on va parler un petit peu du Québec dans notre activité starter. In the previous lesson, we did a reading and listening that was about Quebec. And I asked you to do some research about this state of Canada. So in the starter, I'm going to talk to you a bit about this place. Le Québec est francophone depuis le XVIe siècle. Quebec is a French-speaking area since the 16th century. At that time, French people went to Canada and created a settlement. And they made French the language of that part of Canada. It's in the east of Canada. So in Quebec, the accent is very different to the French spoken in France. The difference is similar to the English accent and the Scottish accent, okay? The gap is quite big, and the French spoken in Quebec has different phrases to phrases in French spoken in France. La langue a évolué différemment. The language spoken in Quebec and the language spoken in France have evolved differently since the 16th century. So some phrases from the 16th century that French people used to have disappeared over time. But in the French spoken in Quebec, they remained. Okay? Il y a des expressions qui ont disparu en France, mais qui sont restées dans le français qui est parlé au Québec. Par exemple, les Québécois disent un char pour parler d'une voiture. For example, Quebec people use the word char to describe a car. Okay, a car is une voiture in French. But Quebec people say un char. Un char would be translated as a chariot. So it's quite interesting for French people. If they go to Quebec, they will hear different phrases that can be quite amusing, because to a French person, describing a car as saying a chariot is a bit weird. It sounds a bit old-fashioned, like old French. But it's just because the two languages have evolved differently. So I don't know if it's the same for English when it's spoken in different countries compared to England. If you've got different phrases, it will be interesting to find out. But anyway, in Quebec, they've got these phrases that have disappeared from the French spoken in France. Alors, because there is this French-speaking state in Canada, the government of Canada has made English and French the official languages of the country. Okay? Le français et l'anglais sont les langues officielles du Canada. The reason for this is to make sure that everybody is recognized, no matter what their first language is, everything is accepted, and whether your mother tongue is French or English, everything is the official language of Canada, basically. And as a result, there is a law in Canada that makes it compulsory for packaging to be bilingual. Did you know that? So les emballages sont bilingues au Canada. Everywhere in Canada, packaging should be bilingual, which is a great thing if you want to learn French or English. If you go to Canada, you'll have everything in both languages. Finally, there are some famous people in Quebec. There is one that I'm sure you know. Il y a une célébrité que je suis sûre que vous connaissez. C'est Céline Dion. Do you know who she is? Si vous connaissez le film Titanic, if you know the film Titanic, she's the singer who sings My Heart Will Go On. So Céline Dion is from Quebec. Elle est du Québec. C'est une chanteuse, okay, she's a singer, et elle a chanté en anglais et en français. She sings in French and in English. She is fully bilingual, and this was a huge advantage for her career. She has a big career in America and a big career in French-speaking countries. If she had only spoken one language, she would have had only a career in certain countries, but not as big a career as what she has now. So you can see how languages can open opportunities. Another celebrity would be Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, is Québécois. He is from Quebec. He speaks French and English fluently, and he works towards promoting both languages. Now, about the pictures that you can see on the slide. Here, this huge castle is the castle that is in Quebec City, in the state of Quebec. And you can see, so this is Château de Frontenac. This waterfall is near Quebec City. Les chutes de Montmorency, très impressionnant. And this is a street in Quebec City. Have you been to Quebec before? Alors, make notes of what you learned about Quebec, and hopefully I'll introduce you to other French-speaking area in the world in the next few lessons. Okay, time to start. Écrivez la date et le titre. Jeudi 28 janvier, vendredi 29 janvier, le passé. We continue with our objectives for this week, and we are going to focus on the past tense today to review what we've learned so far. So first of all, I had a look at your writings and I wanted to give you some feedback. Overall, as a whole class, I noticed that sometimes you did not include all the informations that were required in your writing that you did last week about festivals. Remember, I asked you to say where you went, when you went, okay? There was a whole list. Some of you have forgotten to include all these elements. It's very important in GCSE that you cover all the bullet points that you are asked to mention, okay? The spelling was sometimes inaccurate, so you need to check that. The verbs and conjugation of verbs, I saw some mistakes on those words. And also be careful with word order. So now I want you to go back to your writing that you did last week on festival. And in this activity, you're going to go over your paragraph and you're going to check that you mentioned all of the following. Remember, you had to mention when and where you went. You'll have to check that. With whom? Check in your writing that you mention who you went with. For how long? Check that as well. And activities that you did. Also, you're gonna have to check your spelling. Don't assume that your spelling is correct. Check the spelling for every word. Check your verbs. Ask yourself, did I conjugate in the right tense? Okay. We've got the past, we've got the present, we've got the future. We have two past tenses. I've explained last week when to use each. So you need to check for each verb that you've conjugated them in the right tense. and check if your conjugation is accurate. Check if your verb is irregular. If it is, make sure you've used the right irregular stem or ending, depending. Check that you mentioned French artists and French festivals. That was one of the criteria as well. Extra, you had to use the conditional. You'll have to check that as well. So take a few minutes to go through all these things and improve your piece of writing. Take a different colored pen. Do this in red or green. Again, do not assume that it's correct. Okay? Take the time, concentrate, and check everything. Off you go. Pause now, and I'm going to continue. Ok, maintenant, on va s'entraîner avec le passé. In this text, Samuel is talking about a festival that he went to. So this is an example of what you could have written, okay, in your writing paragraph. As you can see with the example, you need to copy the sentence and conjugate the verb in the perfect tense. The verbs are in the infinitive here, and you need to put them in the perfect tense. What do you notice here? Aller, venir, partir, arriver, arriver, tomber, aller, partir, rester, rentrer, and rentrer. What are these verbs? They are Mrs. van der Tram verbs. So in the perfect tense, should we use them with avoir or être? We should use them with être. Okay? So copy the text and conjugate the infinitives. Put them into the perfect tense every time. Be careful, you need to use être instead of avoir. Also, remember, for Mrs. van der Tram verbs, we make the agreement at the end of the past participle. If it's feminine, we add an extra E. If it's plural, we add an extra S. Off you go. Pause now. Okay, je continue. Now we're working on caboodle. So go to page 105. We're doing exercise 5. Exercice 5, page 105. You're going to listen to a phrase in either the imperfect tense or the perfect tense. What I want you to do is for each of them to write down one and then the tense that is being used, either imperfect or perfect. And on top of this, I want you to write out what you hear. And extra challenge, you need to translate. I've done the first one for you. In the first one, you will hear je regardais. Clearly, this is the imperfect tense, and this can be translated as I used to watch or I was watching. Off you go. Pause now. Okay, alors, let's go back to the previous exercise. Let's correct the work. Use a red pen. So, you should have la semaine dernière, je suis allée à un festival de hip-hop. Mon copain Luc est venu au festival avec moi. On est parti le vendredi matin et on est arrivé au camping le vendredi soir. Nos copines de classe, Alice et Clara, sont arrivées le samedi. Mais Alice est tombée et elle est allée à l'hôpital. Clara est partie avec elle. Luc et moi, nous sommes restés tout le week-end au festival. Luc est rentré le dimanche soir. Moi, je suis rentrée le lundi matin. In this list, every time you've got an S, it's because it was plural. Every time you've got an extra E at the end of your past participle, it's because it was feminine. For number 11, we don't know if it's a girl or a boy speaking. Oh, actually, sorry, it's a mistake. The E into brackets should not be there because I realized it's Samuel's text. It's a boy. So there should not be the E into parentheses here, okay? It's je suis rentrée with just one E at the end. No extra E. So correct your work. I'm moving on. Okay, correction of the exercise page 105 of Kaboodle. The first one was in the imperfect, it was je regardais. Number 2 was a perfect tense, j'ai écouté. You can see you've got pronoun, avoir, and past participle. And that can be translated as I listened. Number 3, imperfect, je mangeais. I used to eat, or I was eating. Imperfect, il allait, he used to go, he was going. Number 5 was in the perfect tense, again, because we've got the auxiliary verb avoir and the past participle, I ate, etc., etc. So go through the answers. If you've got any question, you can ask your teacher. You can listen to the exercise again to check and to practice recognizing the perfect and the imperfect. Okay? Je continue. Right. On a fini nos objectifs de la semaine. Bon travail. Maintenant, close your book. Just from memory, try and name all the Dr. and Mrs. van der Tram verbs. Off you go. Just from memory. Okay. Alors, bon travail, les Yunai. Vous avez bien travaillé. If you're not sure if your answers were correct in the plenary, you can go back to the list of Mrs. van der Tram verbs and check your answers. Très bon travail, bon week-end à tous et à la semaine prochaine. Don't forget to submit your work.